the middle school and high school, which do generally have 2 nurses, it comes out to 957 students. So I think that we need, the high school today, as of today, had 597 students, which is over that 500 mark. So I think that we need more assistance whether it be another nurse or a TA or somebody to help, because if one of our nurses is out, that's one nurse, and that was me today, for 965 students, which is not safe practice. And I don't think anyone would feel that way. So I just would like to use this time while you're talking about the budget to see, we need either another part-time nurse or we need to be able to cover that time, because in the time that I have been here, which has just been 7 years, I think, the number of medically fragile students has significantly increased to a point that we really need an RN in every building. And consider the CPS and NHS as separate buildings. You need to have an RN in both, because there are medications that the state says only an RN can give. So, for example, I went to the Festival of the Trees 4 times, because each time I had to go with a grade that had students who had inhalers or seizures or EpiPens. I mean, EpiPens, if we train people, they can do, but the state is trying to change the inhalers. But currently, if a child has an inhaler, I have to be there. If a child has a seizure medication, a RN has to be on every field trip. If the parent is not going to be at a sports event, a nurse is supposed to be there at practice. So I think that in order to really take the best care of our students' health so that they can do well in school, we really need more help in the nursing office, whether it be another nurse at the high school, middle school, or another nurse that can be based there and also help the other 2 schools. So I don't know if we can fit that into the budget, but I really think it's necessary.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to comment on the budget? For or against?
Can I speak as a parent? Okay, taking my school employee hat off. As a parent with 3 kids in the school district, I think that we need significantly smaller classrooms or class sizes. They are 18 to 20 to more than that. I think in the high school there's kids with classes with 30. And I think that there's a lot of research that shows that having small class sizes, especially in the younger grades, significantly improves learning and allows us to really give, especially since we have a large population of students who are learning English. And wouldn't it be nice to be able to give them more one-on-one instruction, and all of our students more one-on-one instruction, which is, I don't know how teachers do it, but I think would be hard to do with 20 kids in your class, with all levels of learning. I think we owe it to our students to try and have smaller class sizes.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Can we take a 5-minute recess just to reset?
Yep.
Thank you.
Is the phone flashing because there's somebody on it?
No, it's a voicemail.
meeting on February 4th. You have before you an agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to the superintendent's report.
Good evening. We'll talk about February enrollment. We have had no change in enrollment this month. We stayed at 1,728 students. We've had a little bit of interchanging between schools. Some have lost a student, some have gained a student. So the elementary is up by 1 student. The intermediate school is down by 1 student. Middle school is up by 1 student, and the high school is down by 1 student. So that shows the how we got to 1,728. Additional updates. One of my most favorite things to do is to present awards to very deserving students. And each year I get to do just that to 3 amazing seniors. I hope they are all here today, and if they're not, it's okay, but we hope that you're here. The annual Massachusetts Association of School Superintendents Certificate of Academic Excellence is given to 1 student in the top 5% of the senior class who is in excellent academic standing, shows outstanding achievement, and is a model student. So the student who was chosen as the recipient of this award is well known in the school community. Aside from being a high-achieving student who is driven to achieve in STEM, he is heavily involved in his role as the senior class treasurer, a member of the National Honor Society, and a student athlete on the tennis team. He has also huge responsibility in the community as an assistant property manager here on island, and he loves working with people. Over the last 4 years, he has learned to manage his time and become more productive, and he hopes to study engineering in college. And I must say that this 1 student was the only student who has ever done any research that I know of on the award that he was nominated for. So I'm very proud to present this award to Boyan Kalpazanov. Thank you. Congratulations. There you go. The National School Development Council Awards for Academic Growth and Student Leadership in Learning are given to 2 seniors who have consistently pursued a high level of academic effort, who have served as positive role models for the student body, and who exemplify admirable character and accomplishment. One of our recipients of the award is a self-proclaimed history geek who also loves art, woodshop, and AP calculus, even though it is really hard. She is the senior class vice president, captain of the varsity girls field hockey and lacrosse teams, and she really loves helping her fellow students and really enjoys her leadership roles in student government and athletics. She even had the opportunity to be a teaching assistant in a ceramics class, which she has thoroughly enjoyed. So I am very thrilled to present this award to Suze Perriner. Congratulations. Thank you. The second NDSC award recipient is a student who also has a passion for art, specifically oil painting, and for education. She is currently a member of the Nantucket Boys and Girls Club staff. This student is also highly respected as a longstanding member of the varsity girls volleyball and softball teams, and she enjoys experiencing other cultures through her membership in the Asian Club. She feels that she has grown and matured immensely over her 4 years of high school, and she is thankful for the opportunities afforded to her and the relationships that she has built with her classmates and her teachers. She aspires to become a teacher, and I hope that someday in the near future, I will have the honor of hiring her to teach in one of our schools. And I'm very happy to present this award to Rihanna Cranston. I don't think she's here. So I will make sure to see her and share the award and the words. So, an additional update. I just wanted to say that, as you're aware, based on new presidential executive orders that have come through, there's been a lot of discussion and information sharing around how to protect immigrant students' rights, as well as LGBTQ+ students' rights in our schools. There have been multiple webinars, resources, and communications from the Massachusetts Attorney General's Office, the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, the Massachusetts Associations of School Superintendents, and the school committees to help public school districts understand these changes in regulation and what to expect with these new orders. The Nantucket Public Schools continues to uphold our mission of providing a safe, inclusive learning environment for all students. And we want to assure the children and families that make up of our school communities that we will not stray from our mission. And that's all I have.
Esmeralda, any questions?
I do have a question.
Sure.
Have you noticed an increase on absences last few days?
The last few days, yes, but we also know that Monday was a national day without immigrants. And so I think some of our students took advantage of being able to memorialize that day. And we understand that and understand their need to support that day, so.
Vince?
Thank you. So it's not a question, it's a comment. I had an opportunity to come to the school on Thursday, and I was in the cafeteria with Beth, and we had a nice time, but when we were leaving, we were chatting to some of the high school vice principals, and there had been questions amongst the students in the cafeteria. They saw a strange face, they were worried, and they made comment, they were asking the various teachers, etc., is that an ICE agent? Now, as an immigrant, I find that funny, but also terrifying and easily the saddest thing I heard that entire Thursday or week. It was just, it just shows the fear, and I just want everyone to be highly aware of it and give these kids some slack when it comes to these kind of issues. It was tough to hear.
No comments.
No, I think we have to establish this as a safe place for our students and leave it at that. Thank you. Presentations and discussions of issues to the committee. The bullying update.
If I may, through the chair, I think the best thing is for each principal to just, from where you are, to share your statement around bullying. If you understand, or if you're aware, we can do this either, sitting from the audience, or you can come up to the podium. But I believe that we can do this right away. So who wants to start?
I'm happy to start.
Sure.
We have no incidences of bullying. We certainly teach, congratulations, Boyan and Susan.
Yes, congratulations.
We teach bullying in our SEL lessons, and I think it's important to note that there are very specific criteria that determine whether it's bullying or not bullying. So sometimes people will say, kids or parents might call and say, so-and-so is bullying my child. And we go into a full investigation and then find out it's not targeted, it's not repeated. There was an episode in the lunchroom, so that it doesn't qualify or meet the standard for bullying. We have no.
Intermediate school next.
I would say the same thing. We have more reports of bullying than we have substantiation of bullying. There's definitely a difference between bullying and bad behavior. But we did have one substantiated case of bullying, and that was a full investigation, and then follow up with safety plans.
Okay.
Just because I'm so close. Michael Horton, Cyrus Pierce Middle School principal. We also have zero formal bullying investigations this year. We have incidents of conflict. I can share an example where a student emailed a teacher and used profane language and was very upset about a decision that the teacher made relative to that student. But that was not repeated. It was not bullying. But we would still develop a safety plan in that situation between those two people. But we don't have any formal bullying investigations this year.
And then here comes the high school.
So we do have, we have 3 documented, investigated incidences of bullying this year. We have had other peer conflict and harassment issues that have been investigated, but did not, as our colleague Ms. Kubish shared, meet the criteria of specific bullying incidences.
Okay. Questions? Esmeralda?
No questions.
Okay. Second quarter budget update.
So, good evening. The second quarter budget update, as you can see from the chart, if you can see the chart, it's pretty dense with numbers, but expenses overall have increased by $1.825 million this year, mostly due to contractual obligations, over 1.5 million, as well as professional development and travel and some purchases for textbooks and materials as part of our ongoing introduction of a new math curriculum. So those are the main ones. Obviously, over $100,000 also increase in tuition expense. The things I spoke previously at the budget hearing and in the first budget update, they are ongoing. We're monitoring those expenses, and we've adjusted for those increases in next year's budget. So we're hopeful that next year will be covered. We have expended 51% of our total budget at this point, pretty comparable to last year at 50%, and payroll stands at 38% expended as compared to last year at 36%. The community school revenues for the community school have increased by $23,000 program revenues. That continues a trend of steady increases on the program revenue side. Town appropriation has stayed the same as last year's at $600,000. Expenses have grown as well, over $57,000, of which $26,000 is medical insurance. As you know, meaning the schools, do not pay from our budget for medical insurance. Those costs are in a separate bucket in Article 8 of the town warrant. But the community school does. They do pay for the employer portion, and those plans are expensive. So it's a little bit difficult that way when we structure the budget of the community school, because we don't know when they bring in a person whether this person will choose an individual or a family plan, for instance, and the difference is substantial. So we always budget on the conservative side and try to be prepared, but as the community school grows, these expenses just tend to overwhelm their budget, because it's over. Just for information purposes, this year it's going to be over $305,000 in total. They're going to have to cover in their budget for just medical insurance. School lunch program operated a deficit around $55,000, which was a decrease from last year when it was $93,000 at this particular time. A lot of it depends on orders, inventory management, and staffing levels at the kitchens. So like I mentioned in the first quarter, I anticipate that our subsidy for the year for the school lunch program would surpass $150,000 at the end of the year. And I provided some numbers for information purposes. We've served 55,628 lunches and 13,476 breakfasts, which compares to last year when we served actually more lunches for that same period, 63,411 and 11,577 breakfasts. As you know, every lunch we are operating on a free lunch basis now for the third year in a row or fourth year in a row. It's and we get reimbursements from the federal and state, and these reimbursements are $448 for a lunch and $237 for a breakfast, which right then and there you see why we are in deficit. I mean, the reimbursements barely can cover the costs of the lunches and breakfasts that are being served. So that's the second quarter. I'll take any questions.
No questions, thank you.
What about oil and electricity?
Oil and electricity for the schools. It's pretty flat this year. I mean, I don't think there is. We've updated the budget next year. We had to update the one for oil. for the high school because last year it went over budget. So we've updated it for FY26, but this year they're pretty comparable to last year, even though we've had a cold winter.
Okay.
So
Thank you very much, Mark.
thank you.
Committee discussions and votes to be taken. We'll start off with a vote to approve the donation to the NHS Student Gift Account Wood Shop in the amount of $1,500 from Island Lumber. Can I have a motion to approve?
And I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Don't forget,
Chantal? Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Are you in favor of accepting a $1,500 donation? I think she, okay,
Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes.
okay.
I'm an aye on the vote for the donation. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Yes. She said an aye on the.
I just have to.
Okay, next, a vote to approve the donation to the NHS Student Gift Account, STEM, for $600 from the Cape Cod Club of MIT, Inc. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chantal?
Aye.
Okay. A vote to approve the donation from Sustainable Nantucket for $15,138
$138.
to offset the salary of an agricultural position at NHS. Motion to approve?
So moved.
And seconded.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
A vote to transfer $12,663.70 from dormant CPS student accounts to the CPS Student Council account.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A vote to transfer $2,500 from the CPS Student Council to the YOG 2029,
Year of graduation.
year of graduation. Motion to approve?
So moved.
And seconded.
All in favor? A vote to transfer $2,500 from CPS Student Council to year of graduation 2030.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A vote to approve the January 7th, 2025 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Read them. Seconded.
All in favor? A vote to approve the January 21st meeting minutes.
Seconded.
All in favor? Transfers and invoices.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Nora, you're up.
Okay. So last Monday, which was January 27th, the Tri-M Music Honor Society held its first induction ceremony where 7 students were inducted. And this is the first chapter of this organization to be started at the high school, which is really exciting. Tri-M is kind of like National Honor Society, so it recognizes high school students for their academic and music achievements. A photography club has recently started up, and they've just started having meetings. So that's a great opportunity for any students who are interested in photography or want to learn more about photography. Every year, the Tall Ship Lynx offers 4 NHS students a chance to spend a weekend on the ship and be a part of the crew. And registration for this trip is currently open, and it will be open until April 18th. And this will take place from May 22nd to the 26th. It's a really great opportunity for students who have an interest in sailing. I know a couple students, including Cecilia. She went on the trip, and it sounds like a really amazing experience. This Thursday, there will be a school-wide presentation by author Kim Johnson in the morning, and following this, there will be an opportunity for students to participate in a small group discussion with her and get some books signed. And next Thursday, there is a spaghetti dinner fundraiser that will be held in the cafeteria for the students who are going on the Europe trip in April. These students will be going to France, England, and Germany, and the whole trip is centered around the history of World War II. Tickets are $15, and they are currently being sold by students as well as in the high school front office. So, thank you.
Thank you. No, I was just wondering why at that presentation we don't get the upcoming athletic events. Because if they don't get the paper, they don't see it.
If I may, is this for upcoming athletic events for the week or?
For the week.
For the week?
I mean, I just think advertising a little bit more.
You'd like to see that from the student representative? I'm happy to work with you and Cecilia on that.
Yeah.
Good. Subcommittee work group reports.
If I may, ESP negotiations are chugging along. I'm going to announce that we are in dire need of a policy subcommittee meeting. The two policy subcommittee members are not present physically. Shanta is on the phone, and Laura will be next time. But we must meet because we have some new policies to address around some of the presidential executive orders that have come out. So we will be doing so as soon as possible.
Well, you and Vince were sort of on the lunch subcommittee.
So,
Why, okay, we've heard about conflict there, but how was the food?
the food was very good. So, it was very interesting to go for that experience. It was hot dogs, it was a pasta salad, and there was just regular salad. So there was good variety. There was fruit cups and milk or chocolate milk. The quality was good. Granted, I was only there one day, but it seemed like a very fitting operation. It was tasty. I enjoyed it. Portion size, a little on the small side, but I'll also say, that's keeping a high school student, maybe some big guy who's going to go to practice afterwards. He might be hungry. But, I'm still a 250-pounder with a cholesterol problem, and I was okay.
If I may share as well, I agreed completely with Vince. The food was quite good. And I understand, though, that everyone has different tastes, and students that may dislike certain things may have spoken up to our student council, our student reps, and it's important that we hear. With regard to the portions, I completely understand. For high school students, what we were able to receive as part of as what I imagine would be the free lunch, was adequate, but not for someone who is going to play football or basketball after school. And I just wanted to remind everyone that there are lunches for sale. You can have one lunch and then return to have a second lunch if you wanted to. We, as a district, belong to the free lunch program offered by the state of Massachusetts, and we are required to offer certain amounts based on the federal regulations. So we can't provide more for free, but certainly students can augment their lunches by getting more food for pay. So that's it. But I think I invite all the school committee members to sample the food in any of the cafeterias. I am looking forward to having lunch at the elementary school, at the intermediate school. So happy to have some folks who want to come with me.
Hand up again.
May I, through the chair, just one thing I'd like to add about the lunches, if that's okay. This week, at least at the high school, I think the middle school as well, they added a la carte. So for 2 days in a row, they've had a variety of pizza slices and what else?
Four different choices each day.
So they have 4 different choices that students can choose from. So I think that students are going to start feeling a little bit better about it. I know that today in the cafeteria, I saw a lot of students eating pizza.
Lines are longer.
Yeah, they were.
That's good.
So I think that's going to help.
Good.
They went away from that because of COVID, and they are bringing it back now.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate Vince with his experience as a chef to be there.
Getting the toppings right on the hot dog was a bit of fun too.
Okay. Agenda for the next meeting.
Okay, so originally I had mentioned a public hearing, around staggered starts. After meeting with the district leadership team, we still have some investigation to do and are not ready to share any sort of preliminary plan. So we're moving that off to a future date. It is still on the table, but there are still some more things to report on and, then to offer a preliminary plan if we do head in that direction. So we will have a regular meeting, a workshop session on the 18th. So that will be a lot of focus on self-evaluation for a school committee. I will run us through the district improvement plan mid-year update. And we do need to look at policies on, regarding student information and then immigrant students' rights. So we will see that in our workshop session, and certainly there is time between now and then. So if you have any requirements or recommendations for a workshop, let me know. And I just want to remind the public that workshop sessions are for the public. You are welcome to attend. And there's just no voting that happens and no public comment. So that's all.
Anything else, Esmeralda? No. Okay, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, everyone.